What is up, guys, and welcome back to our Fantasy Time Bay build series. If you didn't see part one already, go and check that out. Anyway, we are back with some more Fantasy Time Bay build fun. Previously, we have worked on the branches of the tree, the crystal hollow tree, as you can see. And now we're putting on the leaves of the tree itself. It's taking forever at the moment, so unfortunately I'm gonna have to tell you a little tale to pass the time, and if by little you mean pretty long. So when Lauren L. was in high school, she lived next to these neighbors called the Thickens, right? Well, their daughter, unfortunately, was the worst daughter any friend of anyone's mother could ever ask for. And when she tried to get home as fast as she can, one of them drives up to her, and she is all like, "Hi, Elle," and Laura L is all like, "Oh, hi, Mrs. Fickens." And she would be like, "I'm going to be late coming home this afternoon, and so I want you to, how do I say this without being crazy? Could you babysit after school?" And Lauren L would be like, "I don't know. I gotta get home and eat." And she would be like, "I don't care if you want me to babysit. I'm not gonna babysit your child." And then she evolved like $10 of cash into it. And Lauren L was all like, "Great, I'll see you then." So Lauren L walks right on into the Thickens household, and uh, she was feeling rather uncomfortable about babysitting their child. And then their daughter walks in, and she did not even ask the typical questions an adult or child or anyone of any age would ask, like, "What are you doing here? Where are your parents?" or any question like that. Anyway, but the first thing out of her mouth was, "You want to see my room?" And so she drags Lauren L by the arm all the way up to her room, and she naturally was all like, "Oh, it's a 5-year-old's room. How bad can this possibly be?" Dolls. Just dolls everywhere. Dolls. It was so freaking creepy. And Lauren L naturally was this giant person in this little room, humiliated, looking at the doll beside her. And she was all like, humiliated, and the doll over on the other side of the room was looking just as humiliated as she was. And Lauren L tried her best to babysit her, and the first thing she wanted to do was read a book, and she angrily told her, "Read me a book." And Lauren L was all like, "Now, the way you said that wasn't very nice." But before she could say that, she loudly said, "Read me a book." And so naturally she starts reading, and she was all like, "I don't like that one." And she went from wanting to read a book to painting nails. Um, yeah, what a switcheroo there, am I right? Anyway, she and Lauren L. started painting their nails. Everything was going great, but then she starts eating the nail polish. She's eating the nail polish they're using to polish their freaking nails, and she was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! You can't eat this. You can't eat you can't eat that." And she was like, "Rrr." No, she didn't automatically starting eating her her own nail polish. But if she did that in front of us, we definitely would react in a very SpongeBob SquarePants type of way, a SpongeBob SquarePants grossed out Squidward way, and be like, I would be like, I think I'm gonna be sick because I can't even bear to look at a child or watch a child do that nail polish eating habit stuff, nail eating stuff right in front of me, because it's absolutely disgusting. And so the daughter was very mad, and Lauren L. naturally gave her a timeout because she wasn't behaving very nicely. She wasn't acting nicely. And after all that, she gave her a timeout in the corner of her bedroom. And when she walked away, she heard the daughter screaming, and she was all like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And she was all like, "Yes." And then Lauren L. was all like, "Then why were you screaming?" And she was all like, because what? Because it's a fun thing to do, especially on Halloween. Halloween of 2022 just ended, and we made 2 horror films. 2. I'm not gonna make a Christmas horror film, but if I wanted to, I could, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to make another horror film about a giant monster invading the AKT gang. I will only make one. I'll make one probably on January 2023. Yeah. Anyway, they after all that screaming and the timeout, they go back to nail polishing. They go back to nail polishing, and then she starts chowing down on the nail polish, and she heard the door downstairs open, the front door open, and she is all like, "I'm out. I'm out." And the mom, Mrs. Fickens, comes right in, and she starts, and then the daughter comes walking down crying on the stairs with red nail polish all over her mouth, all over her face, and all over Lauren L's freaking hand. She knows it's polish. The daughter knows it's polish. But does the mother know that it's polish? Well, of course she did. She was smart enough to know that. And she goes on to tell her that she has a nail polish eating problem. And she and Lauren L. were all like, "It would have been nice to know that." Well, what are you gonna do? Shut up. And that is the story of the awful kid that Lauren L. of L Cartoons used to babysit. She used to babysit that child, and honestly, it was terrible. Or, as we say in Espanol, terrible. uh, if you guys ever get a babysitting job, and you have to babysit a horrible child, would you act like Lauren L? Probably. My answer is probably. Because, one, you would be utterly terrified of the worst child ever, who is so terrifying, horrifying, terrifying, so horrifying, and uncomfortably uncomfortable to watch. You would feel very uncomfortable and don't want to babysit that child ever again for the rest of your life. And would you look at that? We filled this entire tree with nothing but leaves. That was awesome. Now we gotta fill in all those holes. I hope you guys have all enjoyed that little tale, and if you did, please make sure to stay tuned for a future video. That'll be linked in the description down below if you want to go and check that out. And don't forget to stay tuned for a very AKT Christmas, starting December 1st, 2022, on Christmas weekend. That's right, the Christmas weekend comes once again, and a very AKT Christmas starts once again. Hope you guys have all enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Now if you guys will excuse me, I got some work to do.